Hi guys, I'm gonna be creating a new character. It's gonna be a uh, oh, well, let's see, it'll be so it's gonna be a Dragonknight. So these are obviously, as you see, these are basically knights who have the power of a dragon. This is going to be it's going to be a walkthrough. It's going to eventually go through into the new content. I just want to be able to get to the basis of the game. Just quite a lot of things have changed since last year from Elden World. I think I might have pronounced that wrong for a bit. But yeah, so I have just deciding which tank and which race I should go for, because your race will depend on your alliance. Your alliance changes what you can enter in PvE, which is player versus player. So my Dragonknight is going to be what you call a Magicka based character, Magicka based knight, Dragonknight. So he's going to need to have a good magic pool. Magic pool is when you have the amount of magicka you can have and the spells it uses. So the ratios of the high elf reflect the magical affinity by increasing the spell damage, resource recovery, base magicka, and experience gain. So high elves will be good for if you want to rush into get your levels and getting to champion points higher. And yeah, Wood Elf. The diverse racial score of the Wood Elf reflect the woodland efficiency, improved archery based. So a Wood Elf would be better for if we were doing a stamina based build. So since we're not, I wouldn't say it's going to be a Wood Elf. Racial skills of feline Khajet reflect the natural versatility. I still can't pronounce that. And guard giving a bonus to pickpocketing, stealth, resource recovery, as well as base health, magic, and stamina. These bonuses help them strive in many adventures of life. And Imperial, we can be Imperial and an Imperial with any of the alliances, so that's a bonus. The racial skills of Imperial reflect their combat training and perseverance in battle, giving them bonus to gold drop rates, shield proficiency, base health and stamina, and resource recovery when fighting back, making them resolute fighters. Sorcerers. No, not sorcerers. Okay. So then we have Dark Elf. The racial skills reflect their intellect and agility, giving them bonus in dual wielding. This isn't going to be us, because we're going to be using more of staffs and restoration staffs, because I'll go into more about how they give bonuses to our magicka pool. So Dark Elf wouldn't be something we would be going for. Nord. The racial skills of the Nord reflect a strong hardy natures, giving them bonus to two-handed weapons uses, duration of effects from drink, physical, spell, and frost resistance, and ultimate generation. Again, this is more for stamina, so Nord is a bit off the table. Argonian, I wouldn't, personal choice, I wouldn't go for this one, because this increases their healing and resource gain. So they have a good base health and magicka, so it is a possibility. And then we've got Brutum. Sorry for this, guys. It's taken a bit of time, but Details. The racial skills of Bruton reflect their affinity for the arcane, increasing their base, magic recovery, light armor, alliance points gain, spell resistance, and cost reduction spells, allowing to cast spells with little pause. That's a really good choice, guys. That's really what you need. Now, Red Guard, I mean. The racial skills of the Red Guard reflect their ancestral legacy as sword masters, giving them bonus to shield, base stamina, recovery, movement, and duration of effects from food. Their ability to float in martial combat is unparalleled. Not a choice at the moment for a character. The racial skills of the Orc reflect the native harsh mountain environment, giving them bonus to heavy armor use, sprinting, weapon damage, inspiration gain, weapon proficiency, as well as base health and stamina. So out of them all, I'd have to go for Bruton, just personal choice, and we already know what Nightblades. We're going for a Nightblade. No, not Nightblade. Dragonknight, I mean. Also confusing. So these skillful martial arms used the ancient Akavar martial art tradition of battle spirit and wield fearsome magic that pounds, shatters, and physically alters the world around them. So I'm just going to quickly do my character. He's going to be a bit large, but abnormal. So he's going to be quite high skin color. That's, by the way, this is his that's his champion gear. Once you get to like level 160, it's champion points 160, so it is quite a few levels after you get to level 50, but we're far away from that just yet. So body markings, let's have that little scar, torso size. I prefer it like that for some reason. Waist, his voice. We're gonna have a bit old, like that. Why have it like that? Hairstyle. Let's have it long like that. It's olden style in it. It's an old game. Head markings. Gonna have a heroic. Right, finish that. So enter name. So we're gonna have it as my other account's name. Just it's unique. So XT Brad 750. Oh yeah, can't have numbers. It's XT Brad dot D. No numbers. RTR. Let's have it like that. We will go through the tutorial again at some point. Just do the hello. Just going to turn the music down. Options, audio, master volume, music. Well, we want the music up, but just down a bit. Should be a bit better. Right. Anyway. Now we're in. So this is the Northern Eisenwald. So this is us. So this is the starting screen, and this is where like we'll get all our stats. So, and each time we level up, you'll, depending on some of your depending on your level, you will get rewards. So we're going to be a magicka based character, depending on whether you're going to be a magicka or a stamina based character. You would put your attributes into magicka or stamina, but even some, I might be doing this, depends on what reviews I get, if any. But I might be doing a hybrid character, which will we're using magicka and stamina, so that'll be more of a tank character. But just for this one, I'll be talking about I'll be doing for just magicka, and so we want, you see, that's our skills. So lava whip, and so we'll have a look at our skills. So lava whip is, it's a lash of you lash an enemy with flame, dealing 3,228 flame damage. If you strike an enemy that is immobile or stunned, you set them off balance. This is good for solos. If you're just solo trying to hit someone who's by themselves, then release your inner dragon into a game. Major result, increasing your physical and spell resistance by 5,280 for 17 seconds. While active, their armor returns 882 magic damage to any enemy that uses a direct attack while against you in a melee range. So that's triangle. So our spell resistances. So if we go to character, near the bottom of our attributes, you'll see we've got spell resistance and critical resistance. If I do this, we've now got 5,280 spell resistance and physical resistance. So, and as we go up, that will increase, and so we can morph them into more resistance. So then we'll go to Stone Fist. Crush the earth beneath you, dealing 3,297 physical damage to all enemies within 6 meters of you. Debris rips from the ground is held around you for 10 seconds. Activating the ability allows you to launch part of the debris at an enemy, dealing 3,297 physical damage up to 3 times. The final cast enemy hits for 2.5 seconds. So these are our abilities at the moment. So, I mean, this storyline in Northern Eisenwald, it's such a weird name, Eisenwald. It's really to do with trying to save the Khajiits, which are cats basically, from necromancers who are trying to summon dragons and basically destroy the whole of Eisenwald. So I can do this storyline first. I mean, there are a lot of storylines out there. This is part of the last DLC, so I'll probably do this just to get my level up a bit higher first before I start the greymore chapter. I will probably be doing this chapter first for anyone who hasn't actually seen the new DLC. I know it's a year old, but you never know. Some people might have not watched it and seen what it's all about. So I'm going to probably do this first. So this is our zone guide. So it shows us what we have found and what we haven't found. So what I'm clicked on at the moment, if you see that, that's where you're going to start your zone story. So if you're in a new zone, if you just press square on it, it will tell us where we need to go to find our quest line. Before that, let's just have a look at the gear I've got. I'm not going to have much gear at the moment, but we've got lockpicks. Right, soul gems, right. They allow us to basically allows us to respawn if we get killed. So, or it also allows our players, allows you to revive other players as well. So as starting, I would probably use one of these, the Caravan's Inferior Staff or Caravan Bow. It increases your experience gain from kills by 5%. So if you're trying to, even if you don't want it on that, like straight away, you can. I will talk about this more later. You can go to research it at a woodworking station, and that will allow you to I was just wondering what that was. But yeah, it will allow you to research that item, but it destroys it in the process, but it will allow you to get that trait and put it onto other items, so it increases your gain by 5%, and you can increase the quantity of it as well. Just wait there, guys. I'm just gonna there we go. Oh god, what's happened here? I think it might be in audio. Oh, there we go. So, fixed now. So, yeah. So we're going to be going to somewhere called Riverhold. It's only up here. I mean, the map's pretty big. That's the size of the area we're working with. I'm probably going to try completing the whole of place first before. So we're going to talk to this guy, Anna Stefax.
Excuse me, if I may be so bold, you match the description I was given? I have a message for you, if you're willing to accept it. More like a summons, really. Comes from Abner Tharn, who once advised Emperor Varen of Cyrodiil. He wants to see you in Riverhold in northern Elsewhere. Said it involves the Khajiit Defense Force and a rage of dragons, if you can believe it.
So, as you heard there, that's our starter quest. So, it's about dragons and how they want to destroy us, and about necromancers. So we're going to go into the Zib Hall. So let's go and see what they want in here.
Blaming
Ever the voice of reason.
Arbor
You must
Thorn.
be here about my summons. Good, good. I was just telling Lord Gareshri and Chimera that someone would answer my call. Since you're here, I presume you will wholeheartedly agree to help us save Elsewhere from a rage of dragons? So much better than flock or herd, don't you think? The Khajiit Defense Force isn't prepared to deal with a threat as big as dragons, especially since they were fighting to liberate Rimmon when the huge beasts arrived. Stay focused. We'll deal with that later. Right now, we must assist the Defense Force. Rendezvous with us at their command post. On your way, however, I have another task for you. I detected a series of power surges that I want you to investigate. I was formulating a spell to track the dragons when I noticed several surges of arcane energy not far from here. They reminded me of an old acquaintance. Has a way with portals. If it is him, I want you to secure his help against the dragons. Hard to say with certainty, but I don't believe so. They remind me of Sir Cadwell, who somehow opens portals with a power of similar intensity. Check the locations I marked on your map before you make your way to the defense camp. Lord Gareshri is the Speaker of the Main and the commander of the Northern Elsewhere Defense Force. His aide, Chimera, serves as both a diplomat and a spy, though she would never call herself that. If you want to know more, feel free to ask them. My half-sister, Euraxia, conquered Rimmon and other parts of northern Elsewhere about 6 years ago. The Khajiit Defense Force has slowly been taking back their province, but Rimmon is well fortified. And now, because of the dragons, things are worse. A militia drawn from the prides of northern Elsewhere. Gareshri, the Speaker...
Oh, we've already listened to that, so... let's just talk to these people. Lord Gareshri.
You're responding to Abnur Tharn's letter. One of the promising adventurers. I hope you can help us. But where are my manners? Welcome to Riverhold and the province of Northern Elsewhere, also known as Anequina. I am the Speaker of the Main. A position in which I've served faithfully for many years. I represent our spiritual leader, the Main. In addition, I command the Northern Elsewhere Defense Force during this time of trouble. We're dealing with more than just dragons, unfortunately. A few years ago, Abnur Tharn's half-sister Euraxia conquered Rimmon and parts of Northern Elsewhere. We recently liberated Riverhold and were about to do the same for Rimmon when the dragons appeared. It's almost as if they came to her aid. Do what Abnur Tharn asked. Just as he once served as advisor to emperors, he has agreed to help me formulate strategies and tactics for use against the dragons. It is the least he can do, since he had a hand in setting the horrid beasts loose.
Another outsider comes to Elsewhere, as if we did not have enough problems between Abnur Tharn and the dragons. Ah, do not mind me. Great beasts rampaging through my homeland tends to put me in a foul mood. I am Chimera. I assist the Speaker of the Main and serve as his agent. With both the usurper queen and the dragons ravaging northern Elsewhere, there is much for me to do. Too much, I fear. But I will persevere. What can I tell you that you cannot guess? That these fearsome creatures of legend have returned to threaten Elsewhere? That much is obvious. Damn it. This is all Abner Tharn's fault. Dark Moons, take him. That arrogant Imperial! For an advisor to emperors and a renowned battle mage, he demonstrates a disturbing lack of caution. It was Abner Tarn who entered the halls of Colossus and released the dragons. He says that was not his intention, but... what do my beliefs matter? Dragons have come to elsewhere, destroying everything I hold dear. As the Moon Singers say, the path to oblivion is paved in good intentions. So, damn Abner Tharn. Damn him for unleashing this terror upon us.
So, we've listened to those guys. They seem very a happy bunch, don't they? So, we'll go to journal and see what we've got to do. So, our quest line is called Erasure Dragon, so I'll just brief you guys. Battle Mage and former Imperial Advisor Albert Thorn summoned me to Northern Isenworld to help him and Khajiit deal with the Erasure Dragons. Before I meet Thorn and Kaman at the Defense Force camp, Thorn wants me to investigate the site of several surges of power he detected. He thinks they might be a point to someone who can help us, Sir Cadwell. He marked these locations on my map. Before we continue, I just want to put, as a small thing, just on the right of your screen, you will see, instead of going to journal every time, you can press the right keypad. I am playing on PS4, by the way, so right keypad will change your quest you're on, and on where it's on your right, that does say what it's a hint of what you need to do. So I'm just gonna get my mount because I think it looks pretty cool, and it's a lot faster as well. Oh brother, I wasn't supposed to do that, but yes. So this is my mount, got no name for it, it's just called mount. If you can think of one, comment. But if you don't, it's all good. So we're going to investigate a Persia Sour in this location. Oh, we got a wolf. Oh no. Right, at lower levels, we will find killing people is going to be a lot easier. As you saw, when your damage numbers go yellow, that means it's it's crit damage. So we found that one. We got another 2 down here. Oh, look guys. Oh, get stuck here, innit? This thing over here, the nice glowy and shardy looking thing, we need to collect these. They'll give us, if you collect 3 of these, they will give you 1 skill point, and skill points you can use in anywhere in the as we grow in power and continue in the game, you will find you get more skill points. As well as we'll get more better gear as well soon. So we need to pick that up. Foul smelling sack. Okay, I'll call him John. Right, John's gonna go and look for a he's gonna look for a power surge. Go on, John. that over there is an actual dragon. In the base game of
No, Azazel.
this,
Never touch a Daedric monster,
um,
especially a dead one.
there was an
Don't be
actual.
such a
I don't think
nervous
there's actually
bitch.
dragons.
The dead can't hurt us.
We're just searching for the power surge. Just looking for.
Seems
Oh,
cold,
it's up there.
however. Perhaps one of the usurper queen's lackeys summoned it, yes?
John's just gonna go and talk to this Azaka.
Don't touch the dead.
Talk
I
to.
saw you, traveler. Why do... I watched you go from location to location, just like the man with the pot on his head. Are you one of the soldiers intent on digging up every plot of land? Or are you simply a deviant who enjoys skulking and slinking through the wilderness? Do not play innocent with me, stranger. You must be working with that pale, gaunt fool with the ridiculous mustache. You sound as confused as he was. Kept talking to his pet lizard bird like he expected it to answer. The last I saw, he headed east. I suppose you'll find him in that direction, and south of Riverhold. Just stop skulking around.
That was a nice man, wasn't it? There are some of those NPCs. If you do not know what NPCs are, they're non-player. They're basically AIs. I am going to be giving references like this because you never know who's going to be watching. You might be the video might be watched by someone who knows everything about gaming, but also might be also watched by someone who doesn't know a flying toss about anything. And so I will just be talking about everything in this game. When time's right, just so talk to Cadwell.
Just like the... Hello, have you come to pay your respects to this poor fellow too? It was the strangest thing. I was looking at this very gravestone in a dream. So here I came, and there it is, all solid and everything. Important? I have no idea. I suppose it must be. I saw it in a dream after all. Or was it a vision? I get those two confused. Anyway, I felt a sort of pull and stepped through a door, and then pish-posh, on as a bantam gua, and here I am. Tharn, you say, the grumpy battle mage. How is the old boy? The surges were probably just me. My portal took a few tries before we honed in on this exact location. Now, why don't you take a look at the gravestone and see what you make of it, hmm? Well, it took a few tries to find the exact spot I saw in my dream. A number of frightfully rude lads and lasses occupied the first location I visited, demanded my surrender, if you can imagine such a thing. Naturally, I gave them the old heave-ho. Foul smelling, I'll have you know, that was my lunch. Can't believe I lost it. And if by Bantam Gua you mean my faithful steed, Honor, well, he's always getting into my foodstuffs. Has the appetite of a mammoth and the cunning of a fox, that one. Dispatch? Why would I do such a terrible thing? I adore those adorable pudge buckets. Alas, Grook was standing a little too close when I opened my portal. Poor thing fell in and took a nasty spill. When the neck bone snaps, it makes an awful sound.
I bet it does. So we're looking at, I'm gonna examine this, that here lies the head of the betrayer, whose name has been stricken from history. Pieces of the dismembered body remain hidden until Joan and Jode fall from the sky. Ooh, that was a bit... yeah.
Were the words the same for you? Sometimes written language likes to confuse me. Words change and switch places. Very annoying. Anyway, the gravestone mentions the betrayer. Sounds like a dastardly chap. Wonder if I ever met him. I don't have the slightest idea. The words inscribed upon it conjure up all kinds of questions, though. Who is this betrayer? Whom did he betray? Why did they bury only his head? And where did they put the rest of the poor fellow? I don't have a clue. Dragons? I haven't battled a dragon since... You know, I can't remember, but I'm certain I fought one or two in my day. I was a gallant knight, after all. Did you hear that?
Right, we're gonna ride our Big John here.
Just like
we are going to be going to this little, it's basically an eye really, defense force outpost. He was a very interesting guy, wasn't he? Oh, survived the dragon attack.
The dragon returns!
Get down. I'll deal with this.
Dragon! I don't know if I can hit him or not. No.
Oh, now you show up. Left me to deal with a dragon all by myself. It's a good thing I'm Abner Tharn and not, well, some lesser mage. I discouraged it. But not before it laid waste to most of the camp. We arrived to find the outpost being overrun by undead. Then the dragon attacked. I did what I could. I fear it wasn't enough. What about the power surges? Did you learn anything? The betrayer. There's a betrayer mentioned in the legends of Kunzari. It seems those stories continue to hound me. No matter. We can deal with that later. Right now, I want to know about Cadwell. Has he agreed to lend us his support? That doesn't surprise me. Cadwell and Strange go together like hot bread and butter. I need to recover my strength. Driving off that dragon took a lot out of me. Why don't you go help Chimera while I keep watch in case the great beast returns? Kunzari, era of the Merethic era. Most of the legends are unbelievable, though the Khajiiti moon singers guard the secret history. Their tales led me to the halls of Colossus. But let's save this for a less dangerous time. Tell me about Cadwell.
So, you gonna talk to this lady? Or
Damn us for arriving too late. I did not expect to find our militia under assault by a horde of undead. And then the dragon. Oh, it tangles the tail, Walker, it truly does. The militia was already depleted from the fight to liberate Riverhold. But we were determined to press on toward Rimen. Between the undead and the dragon, though, we can barely hold this portion of the outpost. Retreat is not an option. Not yet. Our resistance to Euraxia's rule requires more than just soldiers. There are intelligence reports, safe house locations, lists of supporters. Documents we cannot afford to lose. Search the ruined camp and locate the documents, Walker.
Oh.
Damn us! The militia was already depleted. Our resistance to they are vital to our efforts to free Rimen from Euraxia's rule. And if her forces acquire them, those who help us will be exposed. Recover the documents from mail sacks in the camp and get them to Captain Nalado. Then meet us to the south.
So, we need... Drop... Oh, actually I just